everybody, and welcome to Tween Tuesday. I'm Miss Cindy from the South Brunswick Public Library. Today's Tween Tuesday activity is that I'm going to teach you a little teeny bit of science, and we are going to work together to make a DIY lava lamp. Now, usually lava lamps are, they're lamps, they're lights. You plug them in and, whatever movements are in the glass jar, if you've seen them, they're due usually to the heat of the actual light lamp part. Today's lava lamp is going to be based on a little bit different of a scientific property. So I'll explain to you how it works, and I'll show you how to make one that you can activate pretty much at any time. So let's go. Okay, you guys, we're going to get started on our lava lamp, and it's actually super easy. So the things that you're going to need are oil. I'm using vegetable oil, a clean empty bottle or jar, some Alka-Seltzer effervescent tablets. You can get these at supermarkets or pharmacies, drugstores, food coloring, and water. So the first thing we're going to do is let's get these out of the way. And we're going to fill our bottle about 1/3 of the way with water. So probably a little more. And I'm going to switch over the camera angle a little bit so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, I think you have a little bit of a better angle now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put in my food coloring. I'm using just regular food coloring, and I'm using green just because I want to. Obviously, you use whatever color you'd like. All right. I didn't measure. I just put in a bunch until the water looked like a color I wanted. And just give it a quick mix. That looks nice and green to me. Now we're going to add in our oil, and it's going to go pretty much the rest of the way. Obviously not all the way up, but I would say just leave a little bit of space at the top. I'm using vegetable oil because it is easy to get, it is not very expensive, and it is widely available. If you want a more clear oil, you can use baby oil, and that will also work beautifully, but it is, more expensive and possibly harder to get. So whatever oil you have is fine that you can get a nice fair amount of. And I'm going to move the camera again, just so you can get a good angle of what's happening. Now there's a lot of bubbles that are suspended because when we added the oil, it disrupted the water. Now slowly, these little bubbles are going to sink, as you can see, because the oil is going to want to float on top of the water because it is of a lighter density. So because the water is more dense, it stays at the bottom and doesn't tend to mix with the oil. But we're just going to wait till the bubbles, for the most part, start falling. Now, this next step for the Alka-Seltzer, you want to make sure that you're not just like using up your parents' medicine, so make sure that you have their permission, make sure that you are, allowed to do this. I would recommend having parental supervision for this, or doing it like in a sink, just you don't want to get too messy, anything like that. Now these in them have, let me move this. Basically, if you've ever dropped Alka-Seltzer into water, you'll see that it bubbles up. And it's going to be the same thing. You're going to drop, and you're not going to drop the whole thing of this, I'm telling you now. But these are going to create bubbles in the water, which is the denser water down here. And the bubbles are going to rise up because the bubbles are going to be full of gas, which is lighter than the oil. And it's going to bring, colored water up with it. The thing is that eventually they pop. You've seen bubbles. They don't stay in the air forever. Eventually they do pop. And once they pop, the water comes back down. So that's how you end up with like the lava lamp style. So I'm going to move this again. You're getting a nice view of my back wall here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split these into smallish pieces. So for the one tablet, I ended up with, I think, about 8 pieces. And I think that's pretty good. So drop one of these. All right, it's going in. Sinks right to the bottom and starts immediately creating bubbles. It's going to bring the colored water up, and then eventually they're going to pop and the colored water is going to come back down. But basically, if you put a little bit of alcohol into your water, you can keep this jar pretty much for quite a while. And then when you want the lava lamp action, all you have to do is pop just a little bit of an Alka-Seltzer tablet in. So it's not going to work this way forever, obviously, but you also don't have to get rid of the jar or anything like that all at once. Like I said, add a little bit of alcohol, just so that it doesn't get moldy or anything, and it will keep for longer that way. So that is pretty much it for me. I hope you enjoyed this Tween Tuesday. I hope you learned something new, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.